In this video, I'll show you how you can add AJAX-style visual updates to your ASP.NET application using cascading style sheets and the ASP.NET AJAX update panel. So this is the application that we're going to build. Very simple. See, it has a plain UI here, but this content right here is populated in a text box, and we're dynamically, without refreshing the page, we're going to dynamically change the CSS style that defines what that looks like. So you can see as I pick each of these. All right, so I'm only doing this on a single control, but you're going to, by applying different style sheet classes to all of the elements on your page, you can allow your user to dynamically change the visual aspects of the page that they're viewing in an AJAX fashion. So let's hop out and start from scratch. So let's fire up Visual Web Developer Express and say create a new website. And here in our website, first thing we're going to do is add a script manager. So top of the page is going to be an AJAX application. So let's go down to our AJAX Extensions Tool tab, grab an instance of the script manager, drop it at the top of our form. Right, then we're actually going to need a couple of divs here, so let's add another one, right, for our formatting. And I'll just shell this out so it looks like the application that we just ran. So actually, let's make this bold, and we'll say get my casing right here, just for the sake of accuracy. Okay. Now, here inside my first div, underneath that content right there, which we'll want to put on a separate line, let's add an update panel. So again, into our AJAX Extensions Toolbox tab, add an update panel. I'm going to then add a content template. And here inside my content template, I'm going to add that label that we're going to use to contain the date and that we're going to change the colors of. So let's do that. I'll just call it label 1, and I'm going to empty the text and set a width so it's big enough to display the date and time that we're going to put in there. Okay. And now we're going to need a triggers collection for our update panel. So let's, inside there. So we're going to add this triggers collection here, and the trigger is going to be a drop-down list that we've yet to define that will contain all of the choices. All right, so down in between these divs, let's just add a line feed, and then inside that div I can add a drop-down list. So let's go ahead and grab one. Let's say drop-down list, and let's set auto postback equal to true, so that when a choice gets made, we post back to the server. And now that we have this drop-down list in place here, we can set the trigger, right? And so our trigger is just going to be an async postback trigger, where we're going to say the control ID is equal to drop-down list 1, and the event name is going to be selected index change. Okay, so there's our trigger. Now, down here in the drop-down list, we're going to have to add some list items. Alright, so they're just going to be the colors that we want to set. So we'll make one white, and we're actually going to need 5 of these. So and let's make them white, red, green, blue, and yellow. Take a look at design mode here. Okay, now we're going to assign CSS classes, so we're going to need a style sheet. I'm going to drag an existing one off my desktop and pop it in here. Let's have a look at it. All right, so you can see we have a body tag just to center align the body, and then we have DD red, DD, oh, that one's not needed, DD style default, which is white, DD style red, blue, green, yellow. And all it does is set the background color, so very simple, but as your expertise with CSS evolves, you can get very fancy in terms of what you define as part of your CSS classes. Of course, in order to use these, I'm going to have to create a reference to my cascading style sheet, my page. So let's go up to the head section. And drag the style sheet CSS file out of my Solutions Explorer, drop it on my page. And next, let's go down here. We can inside that div, we can add a couple of breaks in the follow-up text. So here we said just pick a, oops. Okay. So let's just make sure that we haven't made any formatting errors there. Okay, so we're getting the post back, but of course nothing's happening. We haven't programmed the server side yet. So let's go ahead and get into the page behind and do that. So let's double click on the page to get a page load event, and here we'll just say label 1.text equal date time now. And then we said that the trigger event for our update panel was going to be the selected item changed event for this drop-down list. So let's go ahead and find the drop-down list and selected item changed. And here we can just say, now obviously this is simple logic because we're doing simple changes, but you can take this concept and expand it to change the entire look and feel of your web page. So we're going to say drop down list 1 dot selected value, and if it's red, right, just keying on the text of the value, then and we're actually going to do a bunch of else's, one for each possible color. So let's say else if then, oops, and we're going to do a few more of these. Alright, so we're going to need one for blue, one for yellow, one for green, and then an else saying if we don't know what we got there, we'll just set the color equal to white. So let's say if it's red, blue, green, and yellow, the other colors that we said were possible. And then all we have to do is set label 1.css class equal and the name of the CSS class, so dd, oops, DD style red. And then again, use the magic of cut and paste so you don't have to watch me make typing mistakes. And DD style blue, and again these are the corresponding names of the classes that are found in our stylesheet.css file. So green, oh yeah, we need one more. And this last one will be default. And if we haven't made any mistakes, we should be able to go ahead and run this. Make a selection and see the color change dynamically in an AJAX fashion, so not doing a full page postback. And it's that easy to dynamically select the CSS classes that get applied to the ASP.NET controls that live on your web page.